afternoon, guys. Using a DJI Pocket 2 with a selfie stick, no extended microphone. 2:25 Tuesday afternoon, about 65 degrees. I used to come down those steps 5 years ago when I came to Birmingham. I was staying 5 days in the travel lodge, and then I stayed another 6 days in, as I've told you yesterday on the video, wonderful Central Backpackers to save money. 11 days, stayed here, never gone back to Spain. Exactly 5 years. And here I came to look at a studio apartment, or bedsit, the old term. Up here, we're going to Jewellery Quarter today. I've not filmed Jewellery Quarter, don't know why. So we went to James Lawrence, one of the best estate agents in Birmingham. They are not all bad, they are excellent. We did view this property in Spain, so I had booked an appointment before I arrived. I just got on a plane and thought I think I want to go and live in Birmingham. I used to come to Birmingham for the Symphony Hall. I see they are building here, of course. Oh look, it's going to be more flats. Look at this whole area here. I can't believe it. Last time I came here, oh my, more flats, more homes, apartments designed for modern living. So this, I can't even remember what this used to be. They look very nice. I wonder if James Lawrence is still here. Going to be lots of apartments there. I viewed the studio apartment in St. Paul's Square. We have a church here. It's a lovely area. And they are building everywhere. And I stayed, yes, still here. James Lawrence, great estate agents. If you're looking for somewhere to rent. It was $675, I will show you. And I was a little bit taken aback by, I don't know, Birmingham, and I didn't know if I was going to stay. As I said, I got on a plane, 11 days in Birmingham, and I've never gone back. It's a very trendy area. Lots of bars, restaurants, pubs. I did love Jewellery Quarter. Unfortunately, I was in, I'm not sure, I think it was James Street. Anyway, it used to be opposite a very old engineering factory. Very, very large, over 100 years old. And it was 24 hours. Oh dear. And I was on the side road. Patience. Nice little coffee bar here. And this restaurant, it's very good. Food's good. Very reasonably priced. Lovely little restaurant. Don't want to disturb anyone. So we'll get back to the flat in a minute. You know what I'm like. Yes, and I stayed 5 years ago. I did look at an apartment here. I moved from here after 17 months. It was hell. And as you know, 3 years and 3 months at the bank, hell. And a beautiful little apartment which you've seen on the video. Compared to what here? They were doing a lot of building work here last time. It was round the back there. It was ground floor. You didn't have a patio. You could open your window. After several attempts to get an appointment, it was during COVID. It was a nice apartment, but you were literally possibly 8 feet away from being totally overlooked by offices. And then the apartments were, community areas were not too good, and they were building in the cellar, and I'm not sure. I asked her what they're doing. Are they going to build either apartments? I was on the ground floor and she said she didn't know, but there was a lot of work going on in there and I was a little bit skeptical, so I didn't but the flat inside was lovely. Here they rent flats, and they are, I know the concierge called Gully. He's a super guy. Haven't seen him for about a year. And this is the wonderful little area in Jewellery Quarter. I cannot believe I haven't filmed this, although I've only been vlogging 9 months. It's really beautiful there, peaceful. The weather today has been very, very wet. But at the moment I've got my umbrella in my bag. It's dry. June tomorrow. And we've had shocking weather even for the standards of the British weather. So yes, beautiful, expensive apartments. I think I was 675. Everyone else was paying 625. I got ripped off, to be quite frank with you. These were built by 2 brothers. If you have a look up there, can you see that? It's all coming away. It's been like that for several years. They just don't do anything about it. Such a shame. The apartments there are 2-bedroom about 1,200 to rent, 1-bedroom 850. My studio 675, should have been 625. I found out. And this road here is a rat run, certainly between 4 and 6 at night. So the people living in the apartments here, it's all offices on the lower ground and ground floor, and then you have the apartments. People I have known who moved out of here said that the traffic noise was awful because the windows are shocking. Double glazed windows, but they are like those double glazed windows you see maybe 50 years ago. So this is where I came to live 5 years ago. Brings back memories. Still lovely apartments. They built some more apartments after this. I think they've retired now. So there's a little bit of the factory left here. I'm not sure. I would assume it's coming down. And it's a huge area. So James Street. I was very naive, came along here. It's surprising the weekend as well. So many drunks we used to have up here. A very exclusive restaurant, which again they spent about 9 months renovating, so it was always very noisy. But this is a beautiful restaurant. I think it's quite expensive, but some of you might know it. A beautiful restaurant. I'm not going to go in. So over there is the very, very large factory. It goes for a long, long way. And these gates open and close 1,000 times a day. I put some Spontex on them and tape because they used to crash and rattle, and the girl above said it was hell. And here If only this was not here when I lived here. Can't explain what it was like. It was 5 years ago, the hottest June, July on record. 24-hour factory. Obviously they had all the windows and doors open in the summer. Council wouldn't do anything about it. I thought it wasn't allowed. I lived up there. You can see where the window is open, the second floor. That's probably where I lived. You had these tiny little windows and you opened them for a few minutes, but it was so noisy you just closed them. It was unbearable. And even when you close them, they're not very good double glazing, as I said. So the June, July, the hottest in 5 years, a Greek resident told me you would not want to live in the front where I am. You used to get the sunrise and sunset here. So I would cover up the windows, the one open, totally all the time, because you're overlooked by the factory and the noise. And the second one, I would have half of it covered up, and usually always closed because of the sun blazing on the windows. Just one room, but yes, just unbearable. And I was the only one on the floor paying $675 here, you see. But this goes for a long way. I will show you part of it. I wish I had lived part of the same building. You can see it there. They did have studio apartments there, but they never came up for rent. I'm not sure why I did it really. I just didn't want to go back to Spain, and I was panicking, and I thought there isn't anything around. Most of the properties I looked at were awful. So here, you see they have wonderful big windows. So it's part of the same building. And of course, you were not opposite the factory, so it would have been ideal. Anyway, it's in the past, so that's why I'm here now. It is a lovely area. I wanted to show you the back streets. And Jewellery Quarter, obviously very famous for goldsmiths many years ago. Still quite a few there. And I would come along a beautiful restaurant here. I'm not sure if it's still here, and just sit outside. Because I came, I think, the middle of May 5 years ago. But it was, as I said, 5 days in Travelodge, but then the 6 days in the old part, which I told you about, backpackers, central backpackers. And it was wet every day. It was freezing cold. But I would still get out, because obviously, you know, you wanted to get out. Certainly when I spent 6 days in central backpackers, you needed to leave and go out for a walk or whatever. So that's the other side of where we just came from. And those flats there at the end, they are very nice. But I never thought, as I said to you the other day, I was going to go, my audience is Birmingham, take you around the surrounding areas of Birmingham City. I mean, we have a population of, I think it's 1,100,000, Birmingham. It's bigger than Liverpool and Manchester combined. So there you have hairdressers. I'm not sure if it's open anymore. And you have the old biscuit factory. Now, you see where the sign is glamorous? Well, just above there, they rent flats, and they are horrible. The old doors, you go in there, the smell of dampness, and just nasty building inside. It might look quite, you know, as if it's got lots of character. Looks like the hairdressers has gone. I haven't been around here for a couple of years. Yes, all those apartments above. Very noisy road. They were not cheap. I mean, it was a really horrible apartment above the glamorous sign. I think it was about $950. I wouldn't live there rent free. And this is the restaurant where I would have a tea outside. And let's have a look now. Looks, oh, somebody else has taken it over. Yes, it's closed Monday, Tuesday. Oh, it's open at 5 till 9, not open in the daytime. What a shame. What a shame. I think it's the same restaurant. Let's have a look inside. You could have a lovely coffee here and sit outside, and they had a shop here which looks as if it's closed. That's sad. Oh, this block here, hotel, really beautiful. I think the average price, you can get them for about £70–80. I never stayed there when I came 5 years ago because I didn't want to pay £70–80 a night over 11 days, nearly £1,000. I don't like those seagulls, they come so close. They think you have food, they would just attack you. Look at this here. You see, this is why I wanted to take you around surrounding areas. I mean, isn't this charming? Isn't this beautiful? Let's have a look. For the restoration and conversion of this former workshop by Jan Arkwright and Malcolm Kirkham. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. And look at this here. Look at this. Architects' offices. It won a 2019 Renaissance Award. Charming, charming building. So I'm going to take you up here off route a little bit. This might turn into 2 videos. We did look at other properties whilst I was here. I'll show the estate agent in a little while. Real shysters. They were shocking. They took me to 2 horrible flats. Apparently they were very sought after and people are queuing up for them. There was a building site. It was like this flat. One flat I was going to rent, and I said, how long will they be building around me? It said only 3 or 4 years. These were flats, but they were quite run down. But I think someone has bought them, and they are being renovated. Are they going to be flats?
Townhouses.
Townhouses. All right, thank you. So they're going to be townhouses. They were flats before, and I just thought they were so nice, tucked away. So this is the other side of where I showed you. You can see how large the area is. The factory used to come all the way around to here. Yes, isn't that amazing? It's going to be offices and houses and shops and flats, of course. But I have to confess, I think I did come round here about a year ago, and it was how you see it now. So they haven't even started. Townhouses. You'll have 3 floors. So yes, so I went to this agent, then went back to James Lawrence. I think I probably came here the day before James Lawrence, but I have a tendency to mess it all up and always pick the wrong ones. You know, going to the bank, the flats were lovely inside, but many problems. But you can see how charming it is around here. It's just starting to rain. And if you look at my video, my last two, you'll see where I live. To have a outside patio area, it's just a privilege and it's special. Yes, I use my little savings to add to the rent because I don't have enough income, but I chose to do that because I just wanted, finally, after 5 years nearly of being in Birmingham, 4.5, not 5 I think, to get somewhere and have some peace and quiet. Here comes the rain, guys. I knew I should not have gone out. They said it's going to be better tomorrow. Yes, I've got a selfie stick on the DJI camera because it's only about 3 inches tall, and I have a half an inch screen. I'm wearing glasses because that's what it's called, a pocket camera. And it's 1080 at the moment, 60. I don't do 4K ultra high definition. I can, because if I did, YouTube never allow it to go through. Also, most people do send the videos in 1080 60, more than adequate. And also something else over here, the rolling mill. The wonderful thing about filming also is you're more aware of buildings around instead of just walking around blind like a lot of us do. I know I do. So tremendous character, some of these buildings. The rolling mill, look at that. I'm probably going to have to switch off, hide away, guys, and get back to you in a minute.